What if I told you that the fate of an empire once rested in the hands of a few select men, the Praetorian Guard, the elite soldiers who protected and at times manipulated the Roman Empire? Welcome to the intriguing saga of the Praetorian Guard. Established by Emperor Augustus, the Praetorian Guard was more than just a protective force. These men, hand-picked for their loyalty and martial prowess, were the silent, steel-clad shadow of the emperor, a constant presence by his side. They were the bulwark against threats, the defenders of the imperial personage, the guardians of the Roman throne. But as the saying goes, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. This loyal cadre of soldiers, initially tasked with maintaining public order and safeguarding the emperor, would slowly transform. Their role would evolve, their influence would grow, and they would become more than just protectors. The Praetorian Guard, initially loyal protectors, would soon evolve into influential power players. From silent protectors to the puppet masters of Rome, the Praetorian Guard's climb to power was both strategic and profound. The Praetorian Guard, initially the emperor's bodyguards, were bound to the emperor by an oath of loyalty. Their role was to maintain public order and ensure the safety of the emperor. Over time, however, they began to realize their true potential and strategically positioned themselves as influential political players. As the years passed, their influence grew immensely. They were no longer just the emperor's protectors, they became kingmakers. Their loyalty began to waver, and they started to use their power to shape the course of the Roman Empire. This was evident when they played a significant role in the assassination of Emperor Caligula in 41 AD. Caligula's reign was marked by cruelty, sadism, extravagance, and sexual perversity, making him deeply unpopular among the Praetorian Guard. Unable to tolerate his rule any longer, they conspired to assassinate him. In a brutal act of defiance, the Praetorian Guard ended Caligula's reign, marking a pivotal moment in their rise to power. But the Praetorian Guard didn't stop at the assassination. They decided to shape the future of the empire by choosing Caligula's successor. Their choice fell on Claudius, Caligula's uncle. He was found trembling behind a set of curtains in the aftermath of the assassination, fearing that he would be next. The Guard declared him the new emperor, and in return, Claudius granted them a significant pay raise, further solidifying their power and influence. Their involvement in the assassination of Caligula and the subsequent selection of Claudius as the new emperor marked a turning point in the history of the Praetorian Guard. They had successfully transitioned from protectors to puppet masters, controlling the strings of the Roman Empire. Their power unchecked, the Praetorian Guard would soon start to sell the throne to the highest bidder. This would lead to one of the darkest periods in Roman history, where the throne was not earned through merit, but bought with gold. Imagine a world where the throne of an empire was up for sale to the highest bidder. In 193 AD, this was the reality of the Roman Empire. Let's delve into this fascinating chapter of history. The Praetorian Guard, originally established by Augustus as the emperor's bodyguards, had become political players, not just mere guards. Their influence had grown so much that they even assassinated Emperor Caligula and hand-picked his successor. In the year 193, their power reached a chilling climax. The Praetorian Guard sold the throne of the Roman Empire to the highest bidder, an act that would plunge the empire into chaos. This was an unprecedented event in the history of the Roman Empire, a moment when the Praetorian Guard's influence became blatantly clear. The man who bought the throne was Didius Julianus, a wealthy senator. He outbid everyone else, promising each member of the Praetorian Guard 25,000 sesterces. With this astronomical sum, he essentially bought their loyalty and, in turn, the throne of the Roman Empire. However, this backroom deal did not sit well with the Roman people or the armies stationed at the empire's frontiers. The empire was in turmoil, as rival generals supported by their legions contested Julianus's rule, leading to a period known as the Year of the Five Emperors. This year was marked by civil wars, power struggles, and ultimately the death of Julianus, merely 2 months into his rule. The sale of the empire highlighted the Praetorian Guard's unchecked power and their ability to manipulate the course of the empire. It also underscored their transformation from loyal bodyguards and maintainers of public order to power brokers and kingmakers, a far cry from the role Augustus had originally envisioned for them. With the empire in turmoil, it was clear that the Praetorian Guard had become a destabilizing influence. This event was one of the key factors that led to their eventual disbandment by Constantine the Great in 312 AD, marking the end of their over 300-year influence on the Roman Empire. Every reign has its end. For the Praetorian Guard, their downfall was orchestrated by none other than Constantine the Great. In the early 4th century AD, the Praetorian Guard had become a destabilizing force in the empire. Their power had grown unchecked, leading to political corruption and a lack of loyalty to the throne. Constantine the Great, a visionary and shrewd leader, recognized the threat they posed. In 312 AD, he made a bold decision. He disbanded the Praetorian Guard, putting an end to over 3 centuries of their influence. The once loyal bodyguards of the emperor, turned kingmakers, were cast aside, their power dismantled. This was a significant turning point in the history of the Roman Empire. It marked the end of an era of power struggles and political machinations at the hands of the Guard. The Praetorian Guard, once the most powerful force in the Roman Empire, was no more. For over 300 years, the Praetorian Guard wielded unprecedented influence, shaping the fate of an empire. The Guard, established by Augustus as a protective shield, morphed into a political powerhouse, demonstrating the potential for military forces to shape political landscapes. They were a double-edged sword, serving as guardians of public order, while also engaging in power plays that could topple an emperor. Their audacious assassination of Caligula and the subsequent appointment of his successor underscored their political clout. Yet, their legacy is not only one of influence, but also of infamy. The sale of the empire to the highest bidder in 193 AD is a dark blotch on their record. Despite their disbandment by Constantine the Great, their legacy lived on, a chilling reminder of the volatility of unchecked authority. The Praetorian Guard, a testament to the power and volatility of unchecked authority, left an indelible mark on the annals of history.